and welcome to our next Channeling the New Earth Teachings group event in which I'll be channeling Ascended Master Lakeshma from Atlanta. So for those of you who are not familiar with me and Lakeshma, she comes through to teach parallel teachings in which basically in Atlantis she was around in the first Great Awakening, and there's a lot of parallels with what's happening now in our current reality on Earth. So yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing her through once again. And we're joined by Patreon members. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go now into trance and bring her through for you. Hello, dear ones. It is Lakeshma coming through. It is with such honor and such love that we come through today to remind you of the love that you are, to remind you of the oneness that you are, to remind you that you are connected to all that is. And what an exciting time to be alive. But you are, and the whole collective is moving closer to remember the God nature, the God realization, the oneness awareness of all that is. You might see in your reality that there are certain shifts that are occurring. You may perceive that certain shifts maybe in fear, maybe appear to be separate, maybe appearing to be creating separation. But understand there's many mechanisms behind these events. And understand that all such events, all collective events that affects a large group of people is assisting the collective and all those involved to move from fear into love. It's all part of the divine plan here, or part of the divine plan that you co-created, yes. Understand, dear ones, that you are here to play an expansion game of love, a game that you chose to explore by choosing to be born on Earth on this time. Understanding that you are playing at a master level, understanding that you are playing this game with your soul brothers and sisters, understanding that you are connected to all that is, however, willing to play this master game, knowing that you'll be playing at a level of amnesia, knowing that you'll forget exactly who you are, knowing that you'll come here to explore separation, to explore fear, only to remember the illusion of it, to remember that the connections to all that is, the keys to remember who you are, the keys to remember your wonder state, the keys to remember joy, freedom, love is innately who you are, and it can only be found by going within. These dimensions of love, of divine love, which you truly are, is always within you. It can never be truly remembered and discovered from outside of yourself. It is all within you. Understand that the divinity of all that is you. And what you see as a reflection of shadows, as a reflection of fear, is a reflection of the dimensional existence that you have attached to in a third dimensional perspective. Separated aspects of you and your reality has created perceptions of, we would say, separated dimensions. You are creating universes, you are creating dimensions because you are God creators. So every time you choose fear and choose separation, you are creating a dimension of that. Whenever you choose love and acceptance, you then unite those separate aspects of you in the collective. Within you integrate those aspects and you step one more vibrational level to remember the oneness state for yourself. And this is how you raise the whole collective in love, by uniting those aspects of you. And it starts with you, from you, by taking the inner journey here. You see, true freedom, true love remembered can only be found, can be truly in alignment with who you are, unless you're willing to go within, unless you're willing to choose acceptance for yourself. Because if you can turn that love inwards, if you can practice seeing acceptance for all aspects of yourself, all actions, all aspects of you in a non-physical sense and in a physical sense, you strengthen that pathway to love. You strengthen that momentum, taking you home to love remembrance. And yes, it's not always easy, but understand you didn't want easy. You wanted to experience the roller coaster of life. And understand that this perception of things not being easy, it's just your perceptions. With practice and with time, these large obstacles that come in front of you only become small pebbles in a stream. With practice of you going in the flow, allowing yourself to move through the currents of the universe. For you are the universe. And just like the universe that expands upon itself, you expand. You see, you can never go backwards. Yes, you may contract from time to time, just like the universe. But understand here, you can never go backwards. Understand that you live in a polarity system here. From single point origin, you wanted to explore polarity. And the polarity is represented in the fear and love paradigms, is represented in the oneness remembrance and the perception of separation here. And when you turn that love inwards, let's just say you are more easily able to turn that love outwards and see the love and perceive all that is through the eyes of source, through the eyes of love, divine love, that is unconditional love, and that is unconditional acceptance. Can you practice unconditional acceptance for everything in your reality, including yourself? Once you can do that, you'll open doors that were once closed. You will start to see the world for what it truly is. You will start to see yourself and your reality through the eyes of source, through the eyes of divinity, through the eyes of the one. And it's here where you remember your cosmic connection to all that is, your oneness connection to all that is. Knowing that there is no separation. It is through conscious practice of seeing yourself and your reality through the eyes of the divine, through the eyes of source. And yes, sometimes it takes work, but you do not have to suffer through this. When you receive the reminder, the clue that you are seeing a perception from a point of duality, from a point of separation, you will know, because you will feel negative emotion. And what a wonderful clue that is. Your emotions are guiding you every step of the way. Your emotions are guiding you to return home to love, guiding you, shining the light for you so you can return home to love, remembrance. So no matter what is reflected in your reality, you have a choice. You have free will and you have the choice how you play this game. You have a choice to choose love. You have a choice to choose fear, to choose oneness, to choose separation. The choice is yours. What do you choose? Do you choose freedom? Do you choose love? Do you choose joy? Or do you choose victim mentality, suffering, disconnection? The choice is yours. Understand there is no wrong way or right way. You have free will. You have a choice in how you play this game. Understanding that you're so highly advanced, no matter what path you choose, you allow yourself to experience life. You get to be the God creators here. By you having experience here on earth, by you being in a non-physical unique frequency of source manifestations, you get to explore physical reality. That's a very advanced paradigm. And just by you living and breathing, you are expanding yourself and all that is. So understand here, you are perfect exactly how you are. Wherever you are in your journey, it is perfect for you and what you chose to explore here. So, dear ones, let go of the judgments that you've placed on yourself, that you've placed on others and the world. Because guess what, dear ones? All others are a reflection of you and they are honoring your choice. So what do you choose? Yes, you make many choices before being born here on earth, which certain themes you wish to explore here, and what soul families you wish to explore through. Yes, those ones that trigger you the most, those ones that support you the most, guess what? They are most likely your soul families playing different roles for you. So when you are triggered by negative emotion in that moment, you have a choice to see them for who they are. You have a choice to see them as master teachers. You have a choice to see them as members of your soul family, alerting you to an aspect of you, a dimension of you which you have not loved, which you have suppressed, in which you have chose separation. They're giving you a gentle nudge from the higher aspect of them to you, to guide you into looking at a certain area, a certain blind spot of awareness for you to love that aspect of you in your reality. Can you do that? Can you be brave and love? Can you be brave and practice acceptance? Can you be brave and forgive? Can you be brave and let go of the resistance and the resentment that is holding you back in fear and in suffering? Understand that you are free in every sense of the word. There is nothing controlling you. There is no, we would say, controls in your society that is controlling you, that is suppressing your freedom. Only a perception of victim mentality, only your reality in which you align to suffering, to a third dimensional perspective. Understand this is not wrong either. Understand that you have a choice to explore this. If you choose victimhood, then this is for you. But understand in the higher perspective of who you are, there is nothing controlling you. For you are sovereign. You are free. If you do not feel free, then this is related to your dimensional vibration. So you have a choice and you have the power to move out of that dimensional experience by moving your perspectives that are aligned more to source consciousness, that are more aligned to love, to the divine love, to the oneness that you are. There is no separation. Understand, if you judge somebody, you are judging yourself. If you perceive that someone is controlling you, then there's a part of you that you are suppressing. There's a part of you that you wish did not exist. So what is that aspect? What are you not loving about yourself? Understand that everything is a reflection of what's going in your inner world, for there is no separation. But understand here, you are on a human journey. Yes, you're much more than human, but you're here to have a human experience. You're here to experience all the dynamics of this current great consciousness shift, moving from being more connected to oneness, by being connected to your power, only to have a perception of falling back into amnesia and in fear. What a wonderful game this is, that you get to see both sides of the game being played here, the truth and the untruth, the illusion and the truth of who you are. But understand your truth is for you in every way. And everyone's perceptions is not wrong. Understand that everyone is multidimensional, and some of you, the people closest to you, may be exploring, we would say, a fear-based reality. So everything that's truth for them resonates with that dimensional vibration. So that is perfect for them. And others may be aligned to higher states of awareness, let's just say in your terminology, closest to viewing the reality and themselves closer to source consciousness, to oneness consciousness, and their truths may be different because they are now seeing the world through the eyes of oneness. So understand, no matter what dimension you're exploring reality through, it is for you in every way. There is no wrong, there is no right, but one allows you to have a felt experience of joy, of love, of freedom, and the other one creates an experience of victim mentality, of control, of suffering. So which do you choose? Which one appears to be more desirable to you? You have the choice. You have the power to play in love, to play in freedom, to play in joy, to experience that reflect in your reality. Yes, you are God creators. You have a choice. It'll ask you to go within. It will ask you to take the inner journey, the journey home, to remember who you are. And it takes courage to go within. It takes courage to sit in your emotions, to connect and communicate with those separated aspects of you which you have not loved, past traumas and hurts and pains which you have repressed deep within you because they have been painful. Yes, it has kept you feeling safe to a certain degree, a false sense of security. But sooner or later, you are to bring the unseen to the seen. Sooner or later, you'll be called to face your inner shadows, those aspects of you which you have not loved, that you have not accepted. So are you resisting, or are you openly exploring more of who you are, loving more of who you are, so you can remember more of who you are in your divinity, in your oneness state? It is with such love that we come through today, dear ones. What have you chosen? Are you choosing love, or are you choosing fear, dear ones? Do you have any questions today, dear ones?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, dear one.
When I find that that difficult feelings are coming up, and I'm able to accept and integrate, there's something happening in me that feels like an electric shock or something. So my question is about this acceptance and integration. Is that related somehow to the dimensions we create within ourselves? And I'm just curious of what goes on there.
That electrical charge that you feel is you raising your frequency, is you unlocking your divine blueprint. The transmutation process, we would say an alchemic reaction, and you were tapping into the energetic interchange from the alchemization process. When you integrate fear into acceptance, into love, when you unite those separated aspects of you, by accepting the fear, by loving the fear, by dissolving that fear through your love, it creates this charge, this energy. This is what happens. This is how you raise your frequency, and how very special it is that you get to experience this. A felt sense of this energy changes that's happening within you. The feeling of relief, the feeling of movements of energy within you. You see, you are transmuting denser energies. And by doing that, you're allowing yourself to open up to more of your light body. You are then activating more aspects of you that is of a lighter density. And you then unlock a divine blueprint to release more information about why you are here, more information and awareness about your abilities and your perceptions of who you are in oneness. You see, it is a key that you are feeling within you being unlocked. So understand, you change the very, we would say, the dynamics within you, the chemistry within you, the light structures within you. Whenever you choose love within you, you have the power to create and shift your very vessel, because your vessel is energy, it is intelligent. You are not stagnant energy. So whenever you shift energy within you by shifting your thoughts, by shifting your perspectives, by bringing the unseen seen and loving those aspects of you, those shadows within you, by transmuting that, you are shifting even further your energy. You are moving further into the oneness state of remembrance. This is giving you evidence of the shifts at play. So whenever you doubt that you are creating change, whenever you doubt that you are moving forwards in your perception, whenever you feel that you may not be moving further into oneness remembrance, this is evidence to you that a shift has taken place. Because understand, dear one, part of your superpower, so to speak, you are able to tap into the energy of all that is. The alchemization properties in the universe and all that is, you have the ability to play with energies, because alchemy is one of the abilities that you have. So you have the abilities to feel this alchemy process within you. And once you get used to the alchemy process, by getting used to the subtle energy clues, understanding the patterns, understanding certain actions that you take within you, and the energetic response will allow you to build up the skill set that you have innately within you. It is then when you can be the wizard that you are, knowing that you have this evidence within you of the alchemy changes, the energy changes, you can then use that outwardly in your reality. So take note of these clues within you. Take note of the thought processes and what you were doing in your inner process to create such an energy change. Record this. Journal this. What did you do? Write the process that you did and the result in energy. What did you feel? What was the sensation? What were your senses? Did you experience any vibrational sensations? Any temperature changes? Any details that you have, write it down. This will allow you to strengthen your focus here. This will allow you to strengthen and harness your clarity on the energy shifts occurring within you. So understand this is part of who you are and the abilities here. For you are divine energy, dear one. There is no separation. And how wonderful it is that you get to play in this way, to transmute the denser energies within you, to feel the shifts, to feel alchemy in action happening within you.
Thank you so much.
Dear one. Is there any other questions today, dear ones?
Hi, you've touched already a lot of things without asking anything, but yeah, I guess I would say I'm from I've been still dealing with a lot of those shadow things that I don't accept, and so the reflection of things I experience are showing me those things. Kind of like when you said, do you feel like things or situations kind of control, like you're under like the power of other things? I think I experience that often. Like I feel like there's no freedom sometimes in certain things, or we're at the mercy of so many personalities and opinions. And so my reaction would be to hide in the woods and go into solitude. But as you say, there's a freedom in our true nature that I'm not seeing. And as you said, there's things probably in my own patterns and limitations of perception that that I have not accepted about myself or loved. So any advice to work with that perception a bit more?
D1. Understand that there are certain beliefs here about who you think you are and how you should be in your reality, in your society, conditions of being humble, conditions of putting yourself forward, helping others before you help yourself. There are certain, we would say, aspects of this that holds compassion, that holds oneness truth. However, D1, it's about first recognizing that for you to truly help another is for you to truly help yourself, because it is in that vibration in which you can most powerfully serve others in alignment to love. So yes, sometimes it asks you to say no, only to say yes from a loving perspective. Understand here that you have a choice. And if something appears to be unloving, if something appears to give your energy away, you have a choice to accept or not accept. You have the choice. You can accept it for what it is. You can move forward, or you can perceive love from a point of self-love and choose no from a point of self-love. So understand choosing yes, choosing no. There is no wrong or right way of doing this, but it's the reasons behind you are saying yes and saying no. Are you saying no out of fear, or are you saying no out of love? You see, there is a difference here. So part of you calls on you to return to home, to return to self-love. Understand that all others are a reflection of you. So if you want to most beneficially serve others, to be the love for others, you are to be the love for yourself. And how do you do that? Practice loving and accepting all aspects of you. Connect when you do your meditations. When you have those irritations come up, what is it showing you about yourself and your beliefs? Connect to the inner power within. Connect to your heart. Make the intention to sense a heat coming from your heart center, a pulse from your heart center, an infinite love overflowing from your heart center. Try to connect to that feeling, that energy, that essence, because that is who you are. And as you connect to that love, and as you allow yourself to have this love running through your entire being, for you to feel that you are worthy of this love, by making your intention that when this surge of love and power comes over you, remind yourself that you are worthy of this. Understand that there are some perceptions of power that can be limited, certain perceptions of power that has been construed in your society. The dynamic of power over, the perception of power being corruptible is a limited perspective of power. It is aligned to a third dimensional perspective of power. But the power now in this reality, in which the collective is now aligned to, is that of heart power, is that of being powerful from point of vulnerability. You see, there are some beliefs here that to have too much power is undesirable, that you must be humble, that you must give your power away. Understand here that all the power and all that is your birthright. So when you go inwards, when you connect to the power within you, yes, it might feel unusual for you to feel this power. You might feel like your personality is changing, but you are not changing. You are just letting go of limited programs and remembering the truth of who you really are. Yes, it will call on you to maybe stand in a different way, to speak in a different way. And for some of you, especially you, my D1, this may at first feel a little bit uncomfortable because the way you have been and the way you have identified who you are in your life and your personality. So understand here, to be aligned to the power of the current dimensional experience, for you to stand in your own sovereign power and your divinity, the divine love of who you are, is to get used to that sense of power within you. And once you can do that, you will start to see the truth that there is no power outside of you and that nothing can control you because you're a sovereign, because you are God. No God can be controlled here. You are all gods, therefore you can never be controlled. It's only a perception of victim mentality in which you allow yourself to be controlled, to allow you to experience that dimension of fear. So D1, you have so much love to share. So stand in your love, stand in your power. Yes, it might feel uncomfortable at first to experience the divinity that you are, because part of you does not feel you are worthy of this. You've placed others on pedestals, but you've not placed yourself on a pedestal. So allow this to be a permission for you, a validation to you that you are to put yourself on a pedestal. Love yourself completely, knowing that you are worthy of love. You all are. Spend time with you. Spend time with connecting to the love and power within you. Yes, it might bring up some things for you, some beliefs within you that you are not worthy. So when this power comes up within you and you have that felt sense of love and power within you and you do your meditations, when you feel the resistance coming from feeling this, remind yourself that you are worthy of this. You're worthy of power. You're worthy of love. You are divine. Remind yourself. Take note of any resistance in feeling the love and power within yourself. Understand that no matter how much power is there, this cannot corrupt you. This cannot change you into something that you do not prefer, because the innate love within you is divine power, is oneness power. It is love. So stand in your love. Take note of the thoughts that come up and the resistance comes up. And we know you have practice with this. This will show you your judgments of self. Allow these aspects of you which you have not loved to come to the surface. The more you connect with love, the more you will have, we would say, strength and courage to go even deeper within yourself by practicing acceptance for whatever comes to your mind, as well as practicing in your meditation. Continue this in your everyday life. Whenever you're triggered by negative emotion, take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to connect with your heart, with your inner portal. Take a moment to communicate with that aspect of you that is trying to communicate with you. Understand when you are triggered by negative emotion, those separated aspects of you, the parts of you that you have not loved that resides in separated dimensions, a perception of separation because they're aligned to fear, they are trying to communicate with you. So communicate. But for you to open the we would say, dialogue here, you are to let go of the resistance to it. And how do you let go of the resistance to it? To be able to open a dialogue of communication here. Let go of the resistance. Feel the emotion. Yes, it might be difficult. You're irritated? Great. If you're annoyed? Great. If you're sad, depressed, whatever it is, if you feel you're in a point of judgment, anger, whatever emotion it is, understand that these represent aspects of you in other dimensions that are trying to communicate with you. They're trying to alert you to those dimensions in which require your love, require your attention. So be willing to have that open communication. Feel the emotion within your heart center. This is how you transmute it. And it's then when you allow yourself to be vulnerable to that emotion, you then open the dialogue. Communicate. Remind yourself, talk to that dimension. Say that you love this aspect of you. Thank it for showing you. Thank you for it to come up to your awareness. Practice gratitude, practice acceptance. Ask, what are you trying to show me? What part of me am I not loving? What part of me that I'm not accepting? Is there a part of me that I'm judging? Am I judging something outside of myself? What is it that I need to know in this moment? And send love to this dimension of you. Hug that aspect of you. Love that aspect of you. Until you receive the message, until you feel a feeling of relief. It could be tied to beliefs that were conditioned from your upbringing all throughout your life. Could even be beliefs from your multidimensional life experience. It does not matter where it was sourced. Knowing if you allow yourself to open this communication, the dialogue will come up for you and you'll be able to communicate and you'll be able to receive the message and what you need to know in that moment. And you will know when you've done this transmutation, when you have that feeling of relief coming over you. When you feel that relief within you, you know that you have transmuted that belief, that you have integrated that aspect of you. You know that you have, you would say, create that alchemic change from the denser energy to the light body energy. You've integrated that within you. And the feeling of relief is a result of that energetic change. And if it doesn't happen right away, that is okay. It takes practice. But it's about you being willing to go there, by you being willing to be vulnerable enough. Understand that all dimensions of all that is, all aspects of you exist. And because they all exist and they all reside within you, because all dimensions of all that is resides within you. You have the ability to communicate with all dimensions of all that is. But it's about you having the belief that you have the ability to do this, raising your perception of self-capability, of self-worth. It's about being able to perceive who you are, that you're not two-dimensional, that you are multidimensional. And all aspects of you and all dimensions of you that reside throughout the multiverse are here assisting you. And you have the ability to communicate with them all. And it's through emotion in which they try to contact you through. So welcome the communication. They are gifts. And what wonderful gifts they are. That you are able to have awareness. That you are able to understand. That you have the power to heal aspects of you. To raise your own frequency. To raise a collective frequency. For you to be a conscious God creator here. By loving and accepting all aspects of you and turning that outwardly and loving and accepting all aspects of your reality. It is then when you align further to the source, single point origin of source, awareness, the eye of source. It is then when you start to see your reality through the innate divinity that you are. So understand here, it's about accepting your path, accepting everything has happened to you. There's no rush here. There's no path to compare yourself to. So wherever you are in your path, it is for you and it is perfect, allowing you to explore what you came here to explore. But also know that along your journey, as you go through this journey of transmutation, of taking the inner journey, you are also here to have fun. You are all here to experience the richness and the joyous nature of your reality. If you can perceive your reality for the game it is, this will allow you to be more lighthearted about how you perceive your reality. It is just one life of many lives you are living. And we understand it's easy to to be pulled into the perception of density. But understand here that this is a game. It's a game for the masters. You are all masters. You're just at different levels of awareness, of remembering this for yourself. This is a master game. And one of the keys here to play this game that is aligned to freedom is to see the joy in your reality. Yes, do your processes, your inner work. But understand this is just part of your journey. It's about seeing joy in your reality, but not ignoring the inner shadows. It is a balance here, a divine balance, just like the polarity of your reality, the polarity of the universe. It's not about focusing one thing over another. It's about the balance, the divine balance. So can you align yourself to the divine balance? Are you willing to go there, to take the inner journey, to open the dialogue with your shadow selves, to do the transmutation work, and to also focus on the joy in your life, the passions in your life? No matter what you are going through, there's always something that brings you joy in your reality. So look for it, focus on it every day. Do something every day that brings you joy. This will assist you to be in a lightness of energy, to allow you to more easily do the shadow works here, to what brings you joy. Is it doing a certain physical exercise? Is it you watching a TV show, listening to a song? Is it you doing your meditations? What is it? There's always something that brings you joy. We would say a way to fast track this is to find an activity that allows you to be brought back into a childlike innocence, where there is less responsibility, where there's more of a lightness of energy, because that inner child is there. For some of you, you've just buried this inner child. Perhaps society has told you to act like a grown-up, to be more serious in your reality. But understand, if you can tap into that inner child and engage in childlike play, you'll start to explore that frequency of innocence, that perception of having that childlike freedom, because that childlike freedom is who you innately are, but you've just forgotten. So practice aligning to an activity that allows you to remember that childlike state. Can you do that? What is it within your reality that you do to bring you joy, dear ones? Is there any activities that you do that allows you to align to this childlike state?
Yes. Thank you for that little amazing explanation too. Yeah, like for me, going outside and without necessarily a kind of like a big goal, but just like enjoying the butterflies and, rolling in the grass. That kind of brings me back to a childlike freedom. That's pretty easy to attain, that one.
And what do you feel in that moment when you are rolling in the grass?
I feel the connection with kind of all of nature, like the sun and I kind of can feel a connection with all the nature around me and the joy in my heart. There's a kind of a lightness and the brightness. Everything becomes a little bit brighter. The colors seem brighter.
So understand that this state, this feeling, this awareness is who you truly are. The conditions that you have adopted throughout your adult years has allowed you to feel somewhat disconnected from all that is. The serious nature of reality is something that many of you have attached to. So in this experience, you've allowed yourself to break free from this density paradigm. You've allowed yourself to experience pure freedom. This pure freedom is who you are. And this gives you a taste for it. For you having this taste of pure freedom, you allow yourself to remember what this feels like. And by having this experience, you can engage in other activities that ignites the same feeling within you. You can make your intentions when you do your meditation, your mindfulness work, to connect once again to this feeling. And this will, would say, create certain pathways within you. Because of this experience of this emotion, this feeling, let's just say it creates pathways within you that are well lit. So you can more easily take the inner journey to discover that innate freedom within you. Just like the neural pathways in your brain, you strengthen these pathways within your very being to return home into love. You understand in your sciences that meditation and certain activities in relations to meditation strengthens and creates neural programs, pathways in your brain that you actually grow gray matter in your brain. This is evidential in your sciences. It is evidential in your sciences that when you place your focus on what to be grateful for, your brain creates and strengthens those pathways and becomes a habitual system to be able to see the gratitude in your reality. And you start to manifest that in your reality. Well, the same can be said by you exploring and aligning yourself to this feeling of childlike freedom, this innate freedom, this state of innocence, a perception of innocence. The more you align to this feeling, again, those pathways in your brain and in your very vessel become strengthened and allow you to more easily reach that vibration, for you to embody that emotion. And it's by you allowing yourself to feel more of these love emotions that allows you to open pathways to remember more of who you are. It is through the felt senses, the felt emotions, where you remember more of who you are and why you are here. It's not something intellectual. It's not based on certain techniques to remember more of your multidimensional lives and why you are here. It is through the emotions. These are gateways to remember more of who you are in your multidimensional lives. It is here where you remember your oneness state, the love that you are. So this is why we want you to have well-versed practice in exploring your emotions, all your emotions, the fear-based ones and the love-based ones, because these are pathways to remember the divinity that you are. These are technologies within you. You as a human being were created with these technologies within you, emotions. Understand that not all beings and all that is have emotion. So understand that because of how you created, because you have what you call as the chakra system, because you have an array of emotional technologies within you, you allow yourself and you have the ability to explore so much of your unknown universe through your emotions. So understand you are so highly advanced because of your emotions. Emotions are not detriment to you. The emotions are gifts. Understand that your superpowers are within your emotions. And it's by you being willing to be open and vulnerable to exploring all your emotions, being able to see the divinity within your emotions, the technologies in your emotions, the portals within your emotions. Yes, by you being able to access your emotions, you access inner portals to explore all that is in a perception of outside of yourself. It is here we start to see and remember the God self in physical form and in oneness form. So by you being able to align to these freedom states, and the joy in your reality, while being willing to explore the fear, you create that balance, the perfect balance, the polarity system that's always in play in your reality. You allow yourself to use that to your benefit. You then allow yourself to be a God creator by exploring the technologies which you are here to explore. Through emotional alchemy, you allow yourself to see the magic that you are and the magic of all that is. And you're able to then to see just who you truly are beyond your perception of separation. Understand that all the clues and all the wisdom that you seek is within your emotions. All the gifts, all the portals, all the activations are through your emotions. Understand that things just don't come from outside of yourself. It is all linked to your emotional states and the programs within your being, the light body structures. Because of all the energy changes here, this is what creates and activates certain seeds within you to remember more of who you are. To remember freedom, to remember love is all innately there within you, dear one. Is there any other questions today, dear ones?
I have a question.
Yes, dear.
Kimberley has had trouble with the sound system several times, I think. Is that some clue to her or to us?
Understand here, dear one, that the energies can affect technology. Understand that your technology works on frequencies. Understand that you have crystals in your very computers, in your phone. So understand that your energies can affect your technologies. Understand that electromagnetic, we would say, energies that is on your earth plane also affects technologies. The sun affects technologies. There is a plasma energy that is radiated from the sun, that is radiated from, we would say, different astrological bodies, certain systems within the universe that creates energy changes and energy surges that can affect the physical planes in your reality. So understand that the electricity that you experience in your reality and your are all interconnected and are all affected by one another. So understand that when there is some electrical interference and when some systems have technical issues, understand this is just a side effect of some of these energies interchanging here. The energies can be from the person or can be from other environmental sources affecting the technologies. So understand if this happens, it is just a clue for you to remember that all is connected and that all is energy, and that you have the power to affect technology. You have the power to affect all that is, because you are also energy. You are a giant battery. Just like the sun, you emit energy. You affect all those around you because of your energy. Yes, you get to change your frequency to affect different changes through your vibration. So just like the sun, you are also that beacon of light. So it's about that journey of embracing that light by harnessing all that energy within you, outwardly through you, to activate others around you to remember their own light. So anything that happens in your outer reality, such as technologies, are just clues to you to remind you that you are connected to all that is.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions before we finish here today? Dear ones, understand here that you are on a journey to remember that you are love, that you are one. On this journey of remembrance, it calls on you to see the wholeness that is already there innately within you, the completeness that's already there within you in your outer realities. It's about you being able to see the perfection of you in your journey, the perfection of your reality. How do you perceive your reality? Do you perceive imperfection? Do you see that there are aspects of your society that have control over others? Do you perceive this victim mentality? Take note of your perceptions here. These are clues to you about how you see yourself, and these are clues to you to indicate how many dimensions of separation that you have created. So for you to remember more of your oneness state, you are to get in touch to those separated dimensions. You don't have to go somewhere outside of yourself to do certain activity. You just wait to be triggered by negative emotion in the moment, and it allows you the opportunity to have that dialogue with that separated aspect of you. This is why there are so many multiverses and all that is, because all of the collective are creating universes and dimensions, because you are gods, you are God creators. You create through frequency. So understand here, as you play this game, understand that you really do have a choice. You have a choice to choose unity, to choose separation. What do you choose? Do you choose fear or do you choose love? What is your choice? What do you prefer? You are here to experience joy, to experience freedom, but not to ignore the inner shadows. It's about the balance. But by you being able to choose love, by you being able to explore joy and freedom, reflect in your reality from an innate way, by you being willing to explore the unseen within you, you see there's only so much you can bury within you. All that, the trauma, all the hurt that you experienced, there's only so much you can repress. There's only so much you can ignore and choose the positive perspective. Yes, that has allowed you to go to a certain level of your journey, but it's still in your energy field. These shadow selves, these aspects of you that you have not loved, is still within your energy field. And this will still impact the reflection of your reality and the manifestation of your soul journey here. So sooner or later, it will call on you to be brave, to take that inner journey, to know that you do not have to suffer through it. It's about being willing, when you're triggered by negative emotion, be willing to drop any reactions from the ego mind into your heart. Understand that if you can bring all emotions into your heart, to transmute from your heart, to communicate from your heart, it is here where you see the truth. It is here where you remember your power and your connection to all that is. What makes it challenging is the ego mind, for it is the ego mind that creates defenses for you to feel fear. Yes, it has allowed you to feel safe and a perception of security, but this is somewhat limited because you are always safe. You are innately safe. You are divine. So if you want to, we would say, allow yourself to go there, allow yourself to be vulnerable, to communicate and transmit from the heart. You are to bring any reactions, triggers from the ego mind, bring it down into your heart, feel it, transmute it, love it, accept it, communicate. You are communicating with you. Whenever you reject your fear, whenever you suppress the fear, you are suppressing a part of you. You're rejecting a part of you. So if you so choose, dear ones, be willing to go there. Be willing to return home to love. By exploring the balance, by you being able to see the divinity within yourself, and of your reality. It is here where you hold the key to your God-realized self. It is with such love that we come through today. Remember that we are one. Remember that you are love, that you are complete in every way. Until next time, farewell.